It's one thing to be an outstanding athlete for a few years, even a half a dozen years, all in a row. But to dominate for an entire decade, that's not easily done. But for Anna Koll, it was a job well done. And she is the next member set for induction in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Koll was named New Orleans' greatest all-around girl athlete in the 1930s by the Times-Picayune. And we emphasize all around because if it could be done, Anna Koll did it, and did it well. She died in 1988 at the age of 83. But to talk more about her and her accomplishments, we're happy to be joined tonight by Ted Lewis of the Times-Picayune. And you know, when you go down the rundown of things that she did back in an era when women's athletics and sports were not like they are today, what an accomplishment she was able to do.
Absolutely, because she was growing up in a time when there weren't that many opportunities, and it wasn't considered necessarily ladylike for to compete. And she went out and she was in track, and she was in tennis, and she was in what they call indoor ball, cabbage balls.
Right.
She did some golf. She was just all around, and some things that I discovered about her is that she not only did it for herself, but she encouraged others to do. She once wrote an essay for a magazine in New Orleans, talked about to young girls, teenage girls, get out, compete. She said, let the warm sun invigorate your muscles.
Kind of projecting herself as what she was going to do in that decade of the 30s. And we just saw some of the pictures there. You saw the tennis trophies, as you mentioned. Tennis, the indoor baseball. She ran basketball. She ran track. Was there one sport in particular? Because probably tennis when you look at the awards, because she not only won the state award for Louisiana, she won Mississippi, Alabama. I think she won the entire Gulf South in terms of individual state titles.
She went around the circuit there. I'm not sure why she never went up to, like, what we now call the U.S. Open, would have been Forest Hills, but she stayed mostly in the South, but she dominated that in the South, and she truly loved tennis, and she taught and coached tennis up until almost till the time of her death, I understand.
You see on the screen there, we talk about some of those AAU records that she set. The two-time Southern women's tennis champion, also led, as Ted was talking about, that indoor baseball league. She led them in batting for 3 years. And Ted, when you take a look at her induction, and already tonight, when we've talked about athletes, we've seen Shaquille O'Neal going in, and we just talked about Mr. Ardway, we're talking about a jockey. And Anna Koll kind of brings it to really the true meaning of this Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, isn't it? And that is, it's not just a football Hall of Fame, or it's not just a basketball Hall of Fame.
We're very proud of that. We have rules written into that. You can only have 3 people from a particular sport in 1 year. Sometimes you may be wind up as a coach or something like that. But we do encourage diversity, and I think this year shows that with tennis and a jockey and a basketball player. And as I said, it is the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. It's not the Louisiana Football Hall of Fame or the Louisiana Basketball Hall of Fame. And some of the really great responses and the interesting stories we get are about people like Anna Koll, or people that are like high school coaches. There's a woman, Edna Tarbutton, in basket, and girls basketball won 214 straight games in the 40s and 50s. As I like to say, nobody ever won more in a row except the Globetrotters. So
right. That's right.
Those are stories that people should know about.
Well, and to dominate an area for a decade and to be named the best athlete for an entire decade says a lot for what she was able to do. And we thank you for sharing some of the stories and look forward to what will be a magical weekend as she joins that class.